All right, let's quickly do a vacation version of the missed visits report. That's only going to require this time the missed visits and the extra visits. So it's going to be a condensed version of what I usually do. The other one that I usually do takes a long time and has a lot of steps in it, and we don't want that. We don't want to drag anybody down this week. So we're going to go to reports, custom. I'm sure you already know this, but I'm going to be thorough. Weekly commitment review. I don't care what day of the week it is that I'm running it. I always run a weekly commitment review, and each day the week goes on, there's an additional step to it, and I'll go through that. Actually, since today is Thursday, I'll sort of show you by doing today's report what I mean. So we're going to go Excel. The starting date is going to be the 3rd, even though the 4th is when we started. I always start on Monday. And we'll hopefully not take long to open this up. Okay, it finally came up. So I usually start right away cleaning the file up, making it look a little better than it comes out. There's a lot of unnecessary stuff on these files. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. But I'm just going to go through the small ritual of things that I usually do. I've got OCD about this column here. The store column has, for the most part, the same information that's all over this sheet. It's just not necessary. You've got your chain number, your store number, your address, and all that stuff over here to the right. So it's really just not necessary to have all that extra stuff. So I try to cut it down. I usually take the assigned employee cut and move it next to the DM and DS. Maybe you've noticed that before, maybe not. All right, so I'm going to quit fiddling with that. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to sort these by DM and DS so that everything is grouped together. And I actually do it by assigned employee because that helps hopefully a supervisor see that they've got, one merchandiser that has a bunch of misses. And maybe there's some reason they didn't show up at all for work that day. So I put filters on every column because I'm going to end up using that a lot. And we're going to pretend that Tuesday is Monday. Usually we would have Monday here, and you would start with Monday for what I'm doing anyway. I usually put my columns right after the day that we've worked last. So, like I said, we're going to pretend, well, let's just do it like this then. Wednesday was the last day of work. Today is Thursday. So we're going to put our columns in here. Usually I put a bunch of columns, new columns, but we're only doing 2. We're doing missed visits and we're doing extra visits. So we're just going to we're going to add 2 columns. Actually, I take that back. We're going to add 3 because you're going to have a Tuesday misses and a Wednesday misses, which is really going to be kind of like a Monday misses and a Tuesday, but you know what I mean. So we're going to put Tuesday misses and then Wednesday misses and then extra visits. This is kind of a lot of a shell game type of thing here, so we're going to be going sort of back and forth. Start with the Tuesday misses, I'm going to go to Tuesday commitment, and I'm going to go all the way down and uncheck blanks. That shows me only the stores where we had a commitment on Tuesday. And then Tuesday actual, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to uncheck all, and we're going to go for the blanks. So as to show us the stores that were scheduled Tuesday but didn't get worked. Well, we already know that some stores got done Monday, so we're going to look there, unselect all, and we're going to uncheck all the stores that did get done. So that's going to cut that list of Tuesday commitment stores down. Now we're going to go to Wednesday actual because today's Thursday, so we know some stores didn't get done on Tuesday, ended up getting done on Wednesday. We're going to do the same thing. Unselect all, and then we're going to go down and check the blanks. Now, being late in the afternoon on Thursday, some of these stores actually have been done today. So we're going to check this same thing. On the actuals, we're going to unselect all and go down and check the blanks. Now, that takes away all possibility of any stores, all the stores that have been done have been unchecked on here. So the only thing that's left are the commitments that have not been visited. So I go down through there, and you see there's 71 of them still. And this is the reason, by the way, that we go day by day. I could easily put in a formula that says this minus this and get all the misses for the entire week in one pile. But it won't necessarily tell me what day those stores were missed without having to hunt and peck through everything. So we're going to go day by day. And Kyle wants to know, hey, why are there still 71 stores missing from Tuesday service? And here we are at the end of Thursday. So I highlight all those stores. I go to my little colors that I know you love, and I highlight those yellow. And I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. I highlight the DM name yellow. I go over here in my Tuesday misses, and I mark those as a 1. All this has a reason for it. Not everybody likes it, but it's my way of doing this. So I bring those ones all the way down. All right, now I'm done with that. I take the filters off, and I'm going to put them right back on because I had a bunch of filters done and undone all over the place, and I don't want to miss any. So I'm going to start back over again, this time doing Wednesday commitment. So same thing. We're going to leave all the ones that are committed, and I'm taking the blanks off. So all the ones that the stores that were not committed on Wednesday are not going to show up. All I've got here are stores that had a commitment on Wednesday. On the Wednesday actuals, I'm going to click the unselect all, and I'm going to go down and click the blanks because I want to see what stores were not done. Okay, so we're going to go back to Tuesday actual because some stores were done early. Don't know why, but they were. And we're going to go down and click blanks. Some of these stores may have been done on Monday actual. Let's see. We're going to go down, and yes, a few were. We're going to do that and click the blanks. And now, again, today being Thursday, some of these stores got done on Thursday, I'm sure. So Thursday actual, we're going to unselect all and go down and check blanks. Now, we're at the point where these are absolute missed stores. There's no doubt about it. They have not been done. There's no visit for them. 156 of them from Wednesday. So we're going to also click those yellow. We're going to go to Wednesday misses here. We're going to make that yellow and make the font black. Okay, I'm going to put a 1 there, make it yellow. And I'm going to copy that 1 all the way down. Again, you'll see why later. And I'm going to do that yellow. Now, we've only had those 2 days so far, so that's all we're going to do. Now I'm going to take these filters back off again and put them back on so that we start clean. Now, this is where I would normally go over here to this column, and I would filter just for the yellow, which is all the stores that are missed on whatever day, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. These are all the missed stores. So really there are 227 misses this week as of right now. But what I would normally do here is, knowing that these are all misses, this is where I would filter to just the missed stores, and I could go to the assigned employees and I could uncheck everything and just look at what stores are open. So I would go to open merchandiser and anything that's assigned to a supervisor. There's only one that's assigned to a supervisor. So these are the stores that are open stores that are missed. So these don't have a merchandiser supposedly. This is the same area where I would do the major chain misses. So we're not doing that. We've already figured out our missed visits. Now we're going to do extra visits. Okay, and that's going to be right here. I usually make that column green right there, and then make the font black. This is sort of tricky, Dicky. So missed or extra visits early on in the week, I called those unscheduled visits because it looks to be stores that didn't get done last week that are all of a sudden being done on Monday or Tuesday that aren't scheduled. So the way you figure that out is you go to Tuesday actual. We're sort of flip-flopping this. Before we went to the commitment first and then we went to actual. For extra visits or unscheduled visits, we're going to the actual first and then we're going to go to commitment. So we want to see all the stores that were done on Tuesday. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to uncheck all because we don't want to know the stores. We know these stores, some stores were committed for Tuesday. What we're looking for are the stores that were done that were not committed. So we're going to check the blanks off there. And now, anything that's here that's on Tuesday actual wasn't scheduled for Monday because that was a holiday. It wasn't scheduled for Tuesday because we took those commitments off. These have to be unscheduled or extra visits, right? So we're going to mark those as extra visits. Well, wait a minute. Before we do that, we need to figure out how many of those were manager visits, right? So let's scroll back up here, and we're going to go to the right and find manager hours. So now we're going to click that box down, uncheck everything, and we only want 0, which means these are not manager hours. They weren't done by a manager. And any of these that are really low times, I count those in. But 0.03 and 0.04, I'll count that in because you can't get anything done in that time, manager or not. So I'm clicking OK on that. Now, that leaves everything that I had here for Tuesday actual is an extra visit or an unscheduled visit. So I mark that in green. I go over here and I mark that, green, copy all the way down. I know this seems weird to do, but again, I have my reasons. So I'm going to do all 3 of these columns green. Now, last thing, we're going to undo everything again to make sure we don't miss any columns, and then we're going to put them back on there, and we're going to do the extra visits for Wednesday. We can't do anything for Thursday because Thursday is not over yet, and I'm doing this on a Thursday, so let's go back to Wednesday, and we're going to go to the actual, and we're going to take away the blanks and show only what was done on Wednesday. And then opposite of that, we're going to uncheck all, and we're going to go to blanks because we don't need to know the ones that were scheduled for Wednesday. We're looking for the ones that were not scheduled. So that leaves these stores. Now, these stores over here that were committed on Tuesday could be that they were missed and they were done on Wednesday. So that's not really an extra visit necessarily, and it's an unscheduled kind of visit, but it's okay because we had to get that store done. So I don't count those either. So I take those off and unselect all, and I go down and check blanks. So none of that has anything to do with these. And then there were no stores scheduled for Monday, so these are extra visits. So we're going to go, wait a minute, now let's do this again. Let's go look at the manager hours. I don't think I ever unchecked that, or yes I did. I unchecked all. So we're going to go to manager hours again, click that, undo everything, and take the 0, the 1, the 3, the 4, the low punches, and we're going to come back over here again, and everything that was here on Wednesday, these are all not manager hours. We know that because we just unchecked everything. So we're going to highlight that green. Oops, I could have had that right here. And we're going to go over here and we're going to highlight these green. And then we're going to go over here and lastly do this. And mark those 1. Now, we're going to undo everything here, redo them again so that we start clean. And now, since I highlighted in this column, this is why I do this. In this column, I've got green for extra visits and I've got yellow for missed visits. So I can go here and filter by color and go for the no fill. So anything that didn't have a color is okay because I colored the ones that we have issues with. So I'm going to shift and arrow down, and I'm going to right click and delete everything on there because like I said, if it's not colored, I didn't need it. So now I'm going to click select all, and everything I've got here is colored. So now it's just a matter of sorting these things in a way that makes sense. So I'm going to sort these, and let's just do that. We're doing that column, so we're going to do not by values, but by cell color. And I want the yellow on top, all the yellow on top, so those are missed visits on top, and click OK. Now, since I've only got 2 different colors, it's going to sort all the missed visits up top and all the extra visits down below. And that's where, depending on, if you want to do this or not do it, however you get the message out, I delete that stuff off of there. I go to the next column over, start right here, and click Insert. And this is where I'm going to do a table. And I think you know how to do this, but do a table to show what what was missing. So once I click Pivot Table, I click back over into Sheet 1, and I just go through and highlight the whole page over, or at least highlight the stuff that has my categories in it that I want to use for my pivot chart. So once that's all the way down, I click OK. And we're going to put division down here in the row labels. So it's going to show all the DMs. Then we're going to put market under that so it shows the supervisors under them. And then simply to the right of that, we're going to put the extra visits, the Tuesday misses, And the Wednesday misses, we're going to slide and sneak in there behind that. That didn't take. Hold on. There we go. And these things are tricky sometimes, so you have to rename these. I always do this DM/DS, and then I go over here and just get rid of the count of and put the pound symbol and go over here and do that and do the, do the pound symbol. And again, same thing. I clean those up by right-clicking Format Cells, and I wrap text. So I make that wider so that I can go here and bunch these up, and it won't be so wide. Then I just go down here and I do this. And I'd get fancy pants and all that crap. I guess you mentioned that before. I hate to look at something like this. It all sort of blends in for me. That's why I color these things the way that I do. Or at least up here, I do the extra visits there and these yellow. It's just my way again. So, but these things I usually separate the DMs by putting a different color here so that the DMs can see straight away what they've got, and not blend in with everybody else's. But for the purpose of this video, we don't necessarily have to do that. I just wanted to show you my process for getting missed visits. And hopefully this isn't too cumbersome, and it's actually a lot shorter than what I usually do, so I hope this makes sense and you're able to use it.